So if Danny Rohl was to pull this out the fire and win this title for Rangers from this position, I mean, he goes into next season with massive kudos, and the Rangers support will have complete and utter trust, and more importantly, the Rangers ownership, with Andrew Kavanagh, massive confidence in him. But there's going to be a question mark, and I've seen Hearts fans. You know, we saw it since the weekend, since the result at Livingston. Hearts fans suggesting it might be an idea to bullet McInnes now. So, Derek McInnes, despite everything he's done this season, if Hearts falter, if Hearts don't win this, he's going to have question marks over him, unbelievably, given the job that he's done there. Martin O'Neill, I think he can just take off the tracksuit, fold it up, walk away, and, ride off into the sunset, whatever happens between now and the end.
Sorry, Keith, to jump in,
I do think Rangers really should go win the league from here. I really do. I mean, purely the fact that Celtic are in such a state this year, if the Rangers don't go and win the league this year, they will be absolutely kicking themselves, especially now with the Champions League door is now open for them as well. It looks like the chips could fall nicely. They could go directly into the Champions League.
Yeah,
if they don't kick the door off the hinges and get through it, it will be the biggest missed opportunity of a lifetime, because you're not going to get Celtic in this nick again, surely.
You know,
I don't think you'll see it.
Can we say that with confidence, Mick?
This is a generationally bad Celtic team.
I know, but there's so much to do. There's so many issues behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's what. Well, yeah, I get that point. I think it might take a couple of years to get rebuild. Yeah, but in terms of this season one and getting that Champions League, if they allow Celtic to win the league this year, it would be a major gaffe. Really, I mean, to allow this Celtic team to get through and win the league and get access perhaps to that kind of level, I think that would be a huge missed opportunity. I think so at this stage. I mean, I think they've done well to get back into it from where they were, but this is not a normal season. It's now a 6-game season, and the position they're in now, regardless of the fixture list, they're the ones. Listen, by the way, they're the ones that don't lose games. They've only lost 2 games all season. It's the draws that have killed Rangers this season, and that might just be enough to get them inching up towards the line.
Ironically, if I'm right, Mick, and they can draw at Tynecastle and draw at Celtic Park, it might be the draws that win them as well. Just avoid defeat in those games.
Yeah,
I really do think if you're looking at it from a Rangers perspective, you'd look at it now and say, as I said, you're literally looking at a 4-game season here. If you can win the first 2, avoid defeat in the next 2, whatever the result is, I think you're almost there. From a Celtic perspective, they're at that little bit further back.
Goal difference for Celtic as a struggle as well. Celtic are struggling. They're 5 behind.
They're almost an extra point behind on goals.
5 behind Hearts and 9 behind Rangers. That's an extra point each. So they're.
And by the way, in normal circumstances, you would think, well, it's Celtic. That's not too much of an issue with 6 games still to go because Celtic score goals. But this is not a normal Celtic side, as you quite rightly says, Mick. They don't have a functioning striker. No. And that's why I think I'll probably go back to, and where I've been for consistently now, I think for a while, I still think Hearts going into this run-in are probably in the strongest position, not just because they're sitting top, but because they've got a fully functioning partnership up front that are outscoring anybody in a Celtic top or a Rangers top. And I think that'll be crucial. I also think from a Hearts perspective, going into the last game before the split, massive for them to get Stuart Finlay back. Because I think if you look at what good teams are built on, the spines and partnerships and all this, you've got Craig Halkett, Stuart Finlay, reunited at the centre of that defence. Probably the best centre-half partnership in the league this season. I really like Mark Leonard, and I think that his relationship is getting better and better with Cammy Devlin. So you've got 2 of them in the centre of your midfield, and then you've got Bragg and Shanklin up front. That to me, if I'm Hearts and I'm looking for something to give me a wee G up or a wee boost going into these games, that's it right there. Those 3 pairings, that spine right down the middle of the team, and I keep coming back to it. If you get 2 strikers that are scoring goals on a regular basis, that for me gives you the edge. I think it tips the balance in Hearts' favour.
Let me look at the comment section once again, guys. And before I actually dive in deep to these, Keith, very quickly, a lot of people are coming back there saying, when you mentioned about Hearts fans coming on and saying that Derek McInnes should get the bullet if they don't win the league this season. A lot of people say, no, Hearts fans aren't saying that. Just to back you up, we had several on here the other night saying if he doesn't win it, Tony Bloom's going to want
they were on here.
Aye, exactly. But I just want to get
I don't know if it was several or if it was one.
It was two. No, it was definitely two.
Yeah, was that
definitely two. But just to back you up on that and ask you, do we all really think that, say, Hearts are heartbroken on the last day, they just miss out on this generational first time in 40 odd years league title, say they finish second, they just miss out on the final day, surely to goodness nobody's actually inside Hearts going to be going, you look at the manager. Surely not.
They need their head examined if they were.
Aye.
And I think Tony Bloom's quite a smart man, so I don't even, it's not even a conversation. The conversation at Hearts this summer is, right, what do we do to move this on to the next level? What does the manager want? What does the manager need? How do we keep him here? How do we build on this? 100%, that's got to be the conversation. Any other conversation about, because I've seen this suggest, it's too negative, and once Hearts went 2-1 up at Livy, should have been going for more goals. Look, people need to understand that players are under stress, managers are under stress, everybody's under stress here, and people react to pressures in a different way. I thought Hearts came right off the game. I don't think that was the manager's instructions. I think it was probably a perfectly natural human reaction. They come back from 1-0 down, they got themselves into a leading position in the game, and then I think it was right, safety first, safety first. And I think that was something that's a mental thing with the players. I would imagine that this week they'll have been having discussions about that. We can't make that mistake again.
Yeah.
If Hearts are going to get over the line in first place here, it needs to be full throttle. It needs to be foot to the floor. And, they can't allow, worries or concerns about what might be going on elsewhere. They've just got to focus on, because see, when Hearts went 1-0 down against Livingston, they went full throttle at it. They were throwing the kitchen sink at it. They could have scored 4 or 5. They eventually got themselves 2-1 up. See if they just kept on playing like that. I think they come away for Livingston with a 3-4-1 win at the weekend. So that's a lesson. They're having to learn on the job. Everybody's learning on the job. Everybody's having to deal with stress and strains and pressures that they're not entirely comfortable with or not entirely used to. You would say that Celtic have got an advantage there because they have got more players that have been the course and distance. But again, they've been the course and distance. How many times have they actually been in a situation where it's nip and tuck at this point? Celtic have usually got the league in the bag weeks ago. So it's going to be fascinating to see who can deal with it the best. But maybe Hearts learnt a big lesson at Livingston at the weekend that will stand them in good stead for the closing stretch.